Superman issue 8. Brian Michael Bendis writing, Ivan Reis and Brandon Peterson on art again. So much like last issue, there's some stuff that's present day with John telling the story, and
Yep.
some stuff in the actual story itself, which is where the art change happens. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna lie. I think the final page reveal of this book was my biggest holy shit moment of the week.
Yeah. Not at all where I thought it was going to go,
No,
especially with what was set up. Because we have my favorite thing. So that was great, but I think my favorite thing was the threat of Superman being angry. So we
mm.
don't get that a lot, and it wasn't the type of angry where his eyes glow red that I like. It's actual inner anger because he can't do anything.
Yeah, he wants to
It's
go.
anger at his father.
He wants to go hit something because he's had some of
Yeah,
John's years stolen from. Because the issue starts with them like double
yeah,
checking that it's him in the fortress and making sure the
yeah.
DNA all matches up and everything else.
I love that Keelix is doting on him while Lois is doting on him,
Hmm.
on John. Like, I love that part. But yeah, I also forgot that the fortress is now moved because Zar destroyed the Arctic fortress. Like
Yeah,
I totally spaced on that it's in the Bermuda Triangle. Um, so yeah, and then when he leaves and he finds Mongol,
yeah, because
who
he's thinking to himself, "Oh, I told myself I wasn't going to punch asteroids anymore when I get angry
yeah,
because it could cause some unforeseen consequences." And then he
yeah,
finds Mongol, and it's like, "Ah, Mongol."
yeah, who's up at the ruins of the original
Yeah.
fortress. And according to Bendis on Twitter, this fight is the fight that Naomi saw in her book.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, yeah, so there's a little bit of crossover going on there.
That's cool.
Um,
That's nice and subtle, but
yeah,
I like it.
yeah,
But I love that when Superman gets back to the fortress, he's like, "How's everything going?" And Lois is like, "Hey, so did you find something to hit?" And he's like, "Don't make fun." And she's like, "I'm not. I was hoping you'd bring me something back to hit."
yeah. And he's like, yeah, Mongol. Okay.
It's like, "Oh,
Like,
so Mongo's a good thing to hit."
and then
That's good, I guess.
and then we find out what crazy grandpa's been up to with
Yeah,
John.
yeah. So it starts. So the first flashback is basically him being all weird with John and been talking about existence and your place in the world and how there might not be any reason to live. And
Yeah.
John's like, "Oh shit, Grandpa's crazy. This is not so good." And we see that they're helping. This is when he's a little bit older. He's maybe like on a year or two older from when he
Yeah.
started. And the Green Lantern Corps there. He's asking Kilowog for a ride home, and then Jor-El's looking really upset because he overhears this, and John says that was I called that. I don't know how long it really was, but I called that the summer where Grandpa didn't speak to me.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm thinking like him being crazy, he's this maniacal,
mm,
guy, but clearly he has something going on and what keeps John there is guilt. It's not like Jorel's like, you can't leave. It's the I'm disappointed you even want to leave.
yeah.
This is your heritage and you're turning it down to run back to Earth. And yeah, man, it's very complex because this is not what I thought it was gonna be, and it's yeah, man, especially with where it
Yeah.
ended.
And
Like,
Jor-El's like, okay, I'll take you home since you want to after he finally apologizes.
yeah,
And then a black hole appears and John gets sucked in. And it's like, okay, what's happening? Where's he going? Where's this? Where's this? Because it sounds like, okay, he aged up a little bit, but it sounded like he was going to come
yeah,
back maybe at age 14 or something like that at this point.
yeah,
And then he gets sucked into a black hole, and then the final page reveal is the crime syndicate standing over him. It looks like he went to
yeah,
Earth 3.
yep. So that's
And
wow.
my favorite part about it is that on the build up to that page, because the narration here is him telling his parents what's going on, right? He's like, "Okay, Dad, I'm really trying to describe this to you without making it sound anything. I promise what happened next." And as you turn the page and see the crime syndicate, it was not your fault, because that's the big thing here. Is Superman blames himself for letting John go,
Yeah,
right? And Lois blames herself for not bringing him back. But like I love that reveal. It's like, oh shit, he's going to go through some dark stuff in this time period. Um,
yep.
so he's with the crime syndicate, and that came out of nowhere. That was not spoiled for me in any way. I had no idea they were showing up at the end of
Nope.
this, so it was a really effective
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
And it wasn't the black hole them going through it. It was a little bit reddish around there, which I thought was
Yeah, a little bit.
that's got to be the bleed, right?
Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
like yeah. So I thought that was a nice. Like I can't believe I didn't pick up on that beforehand. Like until you turn the page and he's surrounded.
It makes sense that they got towards a black hole because, as Interstellar taught us, as Matt has informed us multiple times,
as Interstellar taught us,
yes, gravity makes time move differently at a black hole. So this helps explain that a little bit, and adds to that. So so I think Superman it's like it only feels like it's diminished a little bit because Action Comics is a little bit better. Like that is the only thing going against it as far as the super books.
Yeah, I'm enjoying both here. I mean, the art here with Race, it's fine. There's a couple little like spots I could nitpick at, but overall it looks great. We know his crime syndicate looks good because he was on Justice League during Forever Evil. So, I'm really looking forward to that stuff. But yeah, and I do like how they're handling the two artists where there's a split in the story, so nothing feels jarring.
Yeah, I wonder if this is letting Reese get ahead a little bit so that next arc he comes back swinging for the whole thing. But we'll see. No, I really like this issue. The cliffhanger was the big moment, one of the big moments of the week for me. So, points. And, so far, we said this when John came back. It's like, we'll see how we feel about this John aging up because it's not something conceptually I think we're excited about. But again, so far, another issue down. Nothing. He's not done anything yet to upset me about John. So
no, he's still John.
Yeah, he's still John.
Everything about him.
Yeah, because Lois is freaking out at one point, and he's saying "mom," and then he changes it to "ma." He changes to "ma" after he tries the first time. It's got a little sweet moment. So, so far nothing. I mean, his new suit's kind of ugly, but other than that,
yeah, well, we can update that later.
Yeah, what are you giving it, Matt?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I'm gonna knock it up a little bit from there.
I will agree with the 8.5. I think it would have been an 8, but I think that final page reveal the bump up that 0.5. It was a great moment.